One country down and 7 more to go. From Mexico, American football takes you to Central America, to a tiny place with a huge soccer-obsessed heart. Here in Costa Rica, we'll meet David Patey, the savior of CS Herediano. And then we'll venture into the Monsters Cave, Saprissa Stadium. But this is not only a story about soccer, it's about the Costa Rican way of life, and how one can teach you all about the other. In 2014, Costa Rica shocked the world. From a group of death, they made a Cinderella run to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. When they lost, Tico tears ran with pride and joy. Most countries would have been crushed, but not Costa Rica. Go there, and you'll notice this right away. These are the happiest people on earth. There's a phrase they use to describe this happiness. Or really, it's just a phrase they use all the time.
Costa Rica, they say pura vida, you know? It's a term that means everything. Direct translation is pure life, but it means great, wonderful, good, how are you? It means a million things. How are you? Pura vida. Hey, what's up? Pura vida. How's your mom? Pura vida. How was the food? Pura vida. Pura vida means why do today what you can put off till tomorrow?
Just enjoy life, you know, like I'm out an hour away from the ocean, an hour so I can go and see a volcano, you know. So the pura vida life is just that feeling of, you know, I'm actually enjoying everything that I'm doing at that moment in your life.
When we arrive in Costa Rica, our host Gabe is really eager to show us the best things about his country, pura vida and football. Gabe actually played college soccer in the US and recently returned home.
Of course, there is a connection between the pura vida and the soccer in Costa Rica, you know, because when we play soccer, people forget about other things. People forget about the status. People forget about how poor or rich you are. You know, you are at the same level. It doesn't matter if you have more money than some other people. It's just happiness. Soccer makes everything better, you know.
Now, as contagious as the Tico lifestyle is, so is their obsession with soccer. One guy who knows all about that is Mr. David Patey. David is an American businessman from Utah who moved his family to Costa Rica in 2003. He came to learn Spanish and run his business. Soccer was not on his radar at all.
I hated soccer, to be honest with you. I thought, you know, soccer for me is like sushi. It doesn't taste good, it's kind of gross, it's no fun. But you eat sushi 10 times and it becomes your favorite food. And for me, soccer is the same way. I mean, I've become a huge soccer fan.
In 2012, David purchased Club Sport Herediano, one of Costa Rica's most beloved and historic soccer clubs, which was on the brink of collapse.
E hizo resurgir a uno de los equipos más grandes que ha tenido Costa Rica, que estaba prácticamente en una de las peores rachas y peores deudas que tenía.
They were having some trouble financially. The players were not getting paid on time.
Oh boy, that was the team was a mess, you know.
They were having a lot of challenges. I mean, foreign players were getting kicked out of their homes, fans were selling tickets door to door, and they weren't paying salaries. And then they said, hey, there's a chance to maybe take it over. Are you interested? They had just beat Real Salt Lake in the Coca Champions. I'm from Salt Lake City. I thought, that's pretty cool. Club beats your hometown team.
And basically he saved the team from a disaster. I think it's basically because of his charismatic personality and the way that he convinced the fans that the team is now in good hands and they're doing pretty well right now.
Esteban Ramirez plays midfield and is from Heredia. He actually signed a contract for life with the team in 2010. He's vowed to never play for another team in Costa Rica. More than a standout player, Esteban is a symbol of what Herediano means to this community.
I'm from here, I'm from the province, I'm from Heredia. I was a really good fan when I was a kid, and now I'm a player, so I'm so glad to be here.
I'm a big fan of Herediano because it's a feeling, it's a tradition, and it's something that my grandpa was going for, so that makes me also really proud of wearing it, you know.
If he didn't buy the club, maybe the club were disappeared or something like that, because there was no form, no way to save it in that moment.
Since David took over, Herediano have won 3 First Division titles. They were champions this year, and in 2015, they made the semifinals of the CONCACAF Champions League. It's clear Patey didn't just save this club, he brought them back to prominence. There's no wonder why he's Costa Rica's favorite gringo.
He is a tico, and you don't have to be born in Costa Rica to be a tico. It's something that you feel, and I cannot take that feeling away from your heart.
I feel more proud to play for the club. The things are so much better, and actually I love it more than ever.
We feel like we're Costa Rican. We love the country, we love the culture, we love the people.
After our time in Heredia, David set us up to watch 2 Clásicos at the infamous home of Herediano's rival, Saprissa Stadium, also known as the Monsters Cave. This is the place where for 90 minutes, Costa Rican soccer fans shed their pura vida skin and things get pretty loco.
You see people transform. You see doctors, lawyers just turn into passionate. I mean, you just the screams and the yells, and here, I mean, it's people really get into it.
Así que siento que lo del estadio Ricardo Saprissa sí es uno de los mejores escenarios que tenemos con respecto al fútbol de Costa Rica. En tiempo pasado, jugadores de la selección de Estados Unidos, como el señor Lalas, había dicho que es un aspecto sumamente importante y que también le mete muchísima presión a los jugadores, que sienten que esa presión se los está comiendo y se los va comiendo durante todos los partidos.
In classic underdog fashion, 10-man Herediano fought to the death. I think a stoppage time equalizer with a man down was a pretty ideal way to wrap up our time in Costa Rica.
The thing about soccer, is that it's just one culture. Everybody speaks the same language. Whatever country you're from, it doesn't really matter. You're just always following the same thing, and that's a soccer ball.
After a week here, we really understood what pura vida means. Pura vida is loving life. It's breaking your surfboard and not giving a damn. It's sucking at beach soccer, but it's all good because you're with your best friends. It's getting your car stuck in a ditch, but having a blast getting it out. Pura vida for a Herediano fan is knowing your team might not ever be top dog in Costa Rican soccer, but that's okay. Because to you, they're the biggest club in the world. For the national team, pura vida is knowing that against any team, in any tournament, the Ticos will stand tall and stand a chance. For those 90 minutes, Costa Rica is the biggest country in the world. On our next stop, we're headed deeper south to Ecuador. There, we'll share the story of the Chota Valley, a small, neglected area that changed the face and race of football in Ecuador. The Cholos play in a perpetually under construction concrete coliseum called Estadio Caliente. It holds about 27,000 people, and it's perfect. It's raw, diverse, and always growing, just like Tijuana.